Hi everyone, this is Dr. Alana James, and we're going to talk about preparation work that you can do to make sure that you have a great summer or that you are able to continue your graduate work anytime it gets complicated. This video is being made because we had some internet outage in Ireland, and I want to thank so much everybody who came for the day. And I hope this is useful to you. So let's start with a reflection to get us started about what are your summer plans or the plans for the next period of your life, and then what areas of your life do they impact? Your graduate work, your family and friends time, perhaps you have some travel coming up, maybe you have a desire to increase your health, and so there's regular attention that you need to give to that. And, you know, all of us really would like to have some time to have some fun. So think about those and then ask yourself, how confident are you in being able to fit it all in gracefully? And that's going to lead us into the conversation for today, which is preparing for summer or any time life gets complicated. Our agenda is simple. We're going to take 3 steps. A little bit of activity, a little bit of literature to help spur us on. In step 1, we're going to dream about the best possible next period of time we could have. Step 2 is to analyze what that means and put some time estimates into it. And then step 3 is to consider what kinds of things we can do in terms of routine and supports that'll help us actually have that period of time work out just perfectly. And what we want to, and then we'll end with a short bit on what is going to happen in this Doctoral Net Master's Net system for summer 2019. PhD Comics regularly has really funny but sort of sad commentary on what happens to graduate students in the summer. The left shows us the to-do list that didn't really get started, and so all of it gets pushed over to the fall. The top one on the right is somebody planning for summer and actually planning not to do well for the summer. And so his friend says, so maybe that's the reason you haven't graduated. And then the bottom one is the character saying, oh my God, it's over, what happened? And then thinking back to how easy it is to procrastinate and waste time when it's lovely out. And we all have that as a possibility. So hopefully this exercise will help you avoid some of that. Step 1 is to dream, and to dream in columns. You might have a column that was your graduate work or your writing, another column that was friends, family, fun, travel, something like that, the things that enliven you, and health or other responsibilities that also may be a little bit time consuming, but some may be quite fun as well. And then all of us have work or responsibilities that we absolutely have to do for ourselves or our families. So I decided, I was reading a book, and the character in the book commented to herself that she really did better in life when she had a routine, and she was saying, oh, she wished she had that. And it really struck a bell with me. I thought, oh yeah, that's right for me right now too. So I did this exercise. My goal is to write a book this summer, and that means I have to plan the chapters, I have to sort the material that'll go into it, I'll need some peer review help on the ideas, then that will evolve into writing the chapters, which will evolve into more peer review. And I hope to have the rough draft finished by the end of the summer. In the health, fun, and fitness category, I found that was generally my field for what I have to do to be fulfilled or satisfied with my life. In the fall, when I look back, I will remember the summer fondly if I have walked the hills, swam in the sea, walked on the beach, perhaps gone to a few barbecues and done some artwork. So then this leads me to things I have to do. I have to have things here, get some data issues settled. We're going to make a badges and certificates program at Doctoralnet. We have to get that up and running for the fall courses. Doctoralnet.com needs to be redone for advertising purposes, and we're going to roll out some on-campus advertising our universities can use. And then I've made some commitments for travel and time away. And then, all right, so that's how my dream list, if you would, went forward. The second step is once you have the dream list, then you need to analyze kind of what each part of it is going to cost you in time. And let's talk a little bit about the research on that. I went to ProQuest dissertations, and I kind of was looking to see what is recent dissertation work that has to do with setting up our time and our routines and our schedules. And this was a transportation study, but I felt it had relevance because what they were saying that what we do is a result of our activity choices and our scheduling decisions. So in any given household, with ourselves and with our as individuals or also with our household, there will be characteristics to take into account. Things that we do easily, things that cause more stress. So what they suggested is that we cluster our activities by type and by attributes. One of the attributes, of course, being the time they take, the pleasure derived from them, etc. And when we do that, we can then lead to a deeper understanding of when we are successful or not in completing any given activity. So how it worked for me was writing the new book. I could plan out fairly confidently in terms of numbers of hours, and my estimates might be off, but I could see it in hours. Probably that's mostly the same when it comes to the health, fun, and fitness. Some would be full blocks of time, but others would be an hour here or there that can be scheduled. On the other hand, when it comes to work, you get into a place where you don't maybe know how things are going to take, or for those of you that are employed for a certain number of hours a day, then you can slot in that number of hours. And then there will be some things that take blocks of time, like weeks away for travel, or working with friends, or evenings for friends, things like that. And the characteristics here are that I'm going to be more likely to do the things that are routine and slotted into a particular period of time during a day. That's a scheduling issue. And I'm going to be ready to and able to do hours here or there, but then the weeks away quite possibly would just throw me for a loop, and everything else would slow down. So our third step is building a routine that will support me. And what does literature say about routine? Well, it says that disruptions happen, really. And unplanned operational situations go on, and non-routines affect performance, satisfaction, and effectiveness. We know this. Non-routine stuff, and summer can be filled with non-routine stuff, can just tear down our best intentions, as we saw in the PhD comics. So what I thought was interesting in this dissertation was they pointed out that there were two types of satisfactions when a non-routine situation was gotten over successfully. One was its contribution to completing goals. So we feel good about ourselves when we complete our goals in the face of other things happening. Because of our ability to overcome challenges and uncertainty. So with that, how can I overcome the challenges and uncertainty of my summer? Well, the first two columns can be built into a regular routine. I wrote my dissertation way back when I was in graduate school by getting up an hour a day, slipping out of bed, getting coffee, and working on my dissertation. I fully intend to start doing that exactly for this summer in getting this book written. That will keep it in my mind day after day after day. It'll give me a sense that I'm moving forward, and it won't so deeply negatively impact the rest of my time that it becomes an either-or situation where either I work on my book or I have a good time. And I want to avoid that. Then the health, fun, and fitness area, again, it's sort of easier to plot in because it's an hour or so a day. A block of time for the artwork once a week, a block of time every so often for barbecues and evenings out with friends, etc. But basically, again, I can block it in. Now, can I do it every day? Possibly not. But can I set a goal for, did I do 5 days this week, 5 out of the 7? Yes, I can probably do that. So those two first columns become a good portion of my routine. And of course, there's a certain number of hours slotted for work, a certain number of days a week, and so that will continue as well. And then the part that will be difficult will be, although the work part, I can look seriously at how much could be delegated. So I'll do that. And if you have regular things around your household that you can count on, perhaps there can be some other people in your life who can take over some of those tasks for the summer so they can have more fun time with you. And then finally, the blocks of time just need to be dealt with. When they come up, we need to know they're coming, and we need to have a plan for after we come back, how do we get the routine started again? Because the trouble, of course, is that routines, once they're disrupted, they're hard to get back to. Okay, I hope that's helpful. I put up for you in the slides, both these slides, so you can work through the process on your own, but also the slides for a previous summer, what's coming on for summer webinar, which really broke it down into how you're going to keep your motivation going, tools on our websites that might be useful, etc. So that could be a place where you would want to dig in deeper to finding the right help for you to make this just the most productive summer you could have. Now, what's going to go on here? We think that summertime might be a time when writing would be very fulfilling and beneficial, if not easy. So we're going to have a 4-session group every other week for anybody who wants to sign up to look at how we write when we're passionately involved in the message. We want to get a message out, but we don't have to look at the moment for where we're going to get it published, but rather what we want to say to make it a convincing argument. This should be a really good 4-session group, and at the end we'll look at where you might be able to get it published or what are your options to get your passion out there. We're also going to have a few sessions focused on academic life for non-majority or non-traditional groups of students. I'm looking for outside speakers who will come and talk about their academic experience and we'll see what we can set up. And another work in progress, but one I'm pretty confident we'll do, is a special focus on how to set up modular work for yourself. Many of you are in life circumstance where looking at either a full-time academic or non-academic job may not be your best solution. So what does this modular, do a little bit of everything life have for the academic world? And we'll tease out some of those possibilities in a session or two. I hope this is good for you. Thanks again for your willingness to watch my recording. Fingers crossed, I'm sure we will be getting these internet issues in Ireland figured out soon. Thank you.